What's up, everybody? So today I want to talk about what to do when you are feeling lonely. I used to be the type of person where I had to feel every minute of every day, all the way up until the moment that I fell asleep, rather it was some type of noise, rather it was someone talking, rather I was always on the phone, watching TV, whatever it was some type of distraction on a regular basis. And I had to learn to be comfortable with my own company, to find joy and pleasure with my own company, and to be at peace with silence. And how I started to do that was I would kind of just force myself sometimes. I would just like turn off all distractions, and I would just lay with myself. And I would begin to meditate and focus on the things that I wanted to bring into my everyday life, to my reality or whatever. And one of the things that forced me to kind of learn to be comfortable with my own company was my job. So a lot of you may know, a lot of you may not know, I'm a flight attendant. And I was finding it very, very difficult in the beginning because I would say even like 2 years in, I would have these moments of it being so like lonely. Like you would be by yourself a lot in these hotel rooms, in cities that you don't know anybody, on a regular basis. And so it would get really, really tough for me. So I had to learn how to enjoy my own company. And so I started to, everybody knows that I journal a lot, so I would start to like just take the time to like write. Whenever I would feel by myself, feel alone, journal. I know like y'all probably tired of hearing me say journal, but journaling is just such a huge part of the healing journey that I feel like you just have to put that pen. Something about putting that pen with, like what Erykah Badu say, when you put a real pen or real paper, you start seeing real action or real whatever it is that she said. What she said, I'm telling you, is real. Put that pen to paper and watch stuff start changing in your life. So I started to date myself and stop needing other people to validate my existence. I know that might seem deep, but it was real. Like I had to always be around someone. And when I started to date myself, I started to appreciate myself more. Like I would take myself to the movies. I would go early in the morning. And this could also be about like learning to be satisfied in your singleness, or being happy in your singleness too. Yeah, I might change the title to that, because that's very important. Like, well, how do you be single? Especially somebody like me. Like I feel like I always had someone, and they was not always good for me. You know what I mean? But I would just keep them around for the satisfaction of saying that I had someone, you know what I mean? But realistically, like they wasn't bringing out the best of me. Like we didn't honor one another. We weren't equally yoked. However, it was just the comfort of knowing that I had somebody, and I would just settle for any old body. You know what I mean? So I had to learn how to be single, and I had to learn how to like stop badgering. Like I would be in this relationship, and I would want to do all of this stuff, and it would be like I felt like I had to fight in order to get them to want to give me that. And then I don't know if this comes with just growing up. I don't know what it is, but one day I was just like, you know what? I could do bad all by myself. I don't need anybody to give me the things that I desire out of this lifetime. I could give it to myself. So I used to like I used to be in this relationship, and I used to want to go to the movies, and I would just wait for him to take me to the movies until the movie didn't got old, and I ended up just watching on my laptop. And then one day I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take myself to the movies. Another thing that I would do is that I would start waiting for other people in order to try new restaurants. And I would start eating out by myself. So I would look up the restaurant. Typically it would be like fine dining restaurants, because this is when I was like very, very serious about leveling up my surroundings. So I would look up places that had really good reviews, and instead of waiting on a date, I would just dress up and I would go by myself. Now, at first, I know I'm saying this like right now, like it was nothing, but I'm not gonna lie. At first, it was so weird. I remember being on the phone with my friend this one time, and I really wanted to go to this restaurant. Well, it was the apparatus room at the Foundation Hotel. So it was like a bar hotel, and I had nobody to go with. But they had like this real cool like hip hop night going on, and it was a real dope mixture of like young professionals, and I just really wanted to go, but I didn't have anybody to go with. And I remember like, you know what, I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to dress cute. I'm going to take myself. And I was on the phone with my friend. I was sitting in the car, and I'm just like, oh my God, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm going to just go back home. And it would have been so easy for me to go back home, because it was literally like 5-6 minutes away from me. But something just came over me, and I was like, you know what? You made it this far. Just do it. Just get out the car. That's going to be the hardest part. And I kid you not, getting out the car is definitely like the most challenging part. Once you get out of the car, the rest of the night is going to be easy peasy. But I just kept putting one foot in front of the other. Got inside, you know, they ask you how many people in your party. I said it was just me. Do you mind if I just go sit at the bar? Of course not, blah, blah, blah. Go to the bar, order me a glass of champagne. Started listening to the live music playing that night. And I kid you not, like I stayed on the phone, so I had my AirPod in, but I kid you not, I was there for like 15-20 minutes before the first person came up to me and started a conversation. Awkwardness ended. I'm telling you. Challenge yourself. Put yourself in these uncomfortable situations, and you will start to just appreciate yourself, because you are now in environments that you want to be in, around people that you know you want to be around, because they're higher quality of people if they're in the same place that you are in right now. And you just learn that, I don't know, it just builds your confidence. You just basically you faking it until you make it. Because at first you sit in a car like me, you not feeling not a bit of confident. But then you just like, you know what? What's the worst that can happen? And out of life, like I feel like that's just something to just keep with you. What's the worst that can happen? The worst that they can say is no. You know what I mean? And you can bounce back and recover. So just get used to being uncomfortable. Step right outside of your comfort zone, and you're going to find so much confidence. Like it made me feel like I did not need anyone or anything. And you don't. You absolutely don't. And it just, to me, that was a part of my self-love journey, was putting myself in uncomfortable situations alone and seeing how I came out on the other side so triumphant. And I want y'all to experience that same feeling of like, you know what? I can go wherever I want. I can, you know, be in any type of environment. I can network. I can hold a conversation. I'm charismatic. I'm funny. I'm charming. You know, all of these things will be pulled out of you once you're by yourself. You're not just talking to the person next to you, giving them all your undivided attention. You know, I used to always bring friends with me or whatever. Stop waiting on your other single homegirls in order to get out the house. Stop it. Stop being in a whole group of single women trying to find a mate, okay? Because it's going to be like survival of the fittest out there, okay? Go out by yourself. Put yourself in these, in the environment with people, with these eligible bachelors, you know, of higher quality. Stop accepting the bare minimum. You and your homegirl is probably not gonna be attracted to the same type of person, or maybe you are, but why put yourself in a position to where you gotta get chose over? And I'm not saying like to have the inferior mentality. I'm just saying to challenge yourself to go in these situations by yourself, because it makes you look more available versus you sitting next to your homegirl all night and giving her your undivided attention. And, you know, then you leave and the only thing y'all got is a full belly when you know that you planned on meeting somebody that night, or you wanted to meet somebody, you know? So when you sit at the bar, you by yourself, I'm telling you, it just makes it better for people to approach you. Put yourself in those, in the situation to where you will be approached and where you look approachable, okay? Another thing too is to create a routine for yourself. Busy yourself. Join a gym. I used to do yoga. That was something I was very much so interested in. Now I'm starting to, I want to look into pole fitness. But like, just find some activities for yourself in your surrounding areas that will busy your schedule so that you won't have as much downtime to be worried about, being by yourself or being single, whatever. Busy yourself up. Take yourself, like I like to go by the water. Like I live in Detroit, so I live by the river. And I would just take myself over to the river and I would just sit there and I would listen to my music, my soothing music or my frequencies or whatever. And I would just appreciate life. I would just give gratitude for being present in this moment right here, right now. Find things that make you feel good, feel confident, and do those things on a regular basis. Wherever you're at in your journey, if you're just beginning or if you've been at it for a while, I hope you find the strength to forgive yourself for yesterday. I hope you find the confidence to pull it together today and make it to tomorrow, okay? Stay encouraged, find peace, be love.